On the Husqvarna Viking Designer Epic, there is an area called Design Shaping. It's the yellow star in the lower corner here. And what does this mean? This means that you have the ability to take a decorative stitch, an embroidery design, and then make it form around a shape. You can tell it, I want 3 of them, I want 10 of them, or even a straight line of them. So let me show you a couple different ways that you can use this. Did I mention decorative stitches? We're talking buttonholes. If you want to embroider buttonholes, put them on a straight line. Decorative stitches that you just want to stitch out for your stitch book, you could go ahead and stitch them out in the embroidery mode on a line and have a sample of these stitches. So we do need to have the hoop size that you are using selected before you touch and go into design shaping. Let's just start with a little circle here. So there's our shape that we're going to work with. And what are we talking about? Let's go ahead and do a decorative stitch just to give you an idea. You know those stitches in the K menu? Those are omni-motion stitches. They're a little bit bigger, so that's kind of fun to play with. So touch and hold. Great. And it will bring one of those. Okay, hold without moving. There we go. So see how it brings it in on the circle? And there's one of them. So if you come down here and just touch the plus, you'll get 2, 3, 4, 5. You see where we're going with this? So you can put as many as you want. If you're going for a higher number, if you touch the number, so I'm going to touch where it says 7 and hold it, and then I can come and actually type in, you know what, I'm going for 12. That's what I'm looking at. So here's a couple other things that just to note about this. In the design shaping area, so we haven't touched OK, we haven't set the stitches yet. You have control over whether those stitches are going to touch each other, overlap each other for a whole different design, or maybe have some more gaps between. It is going to guide you when you are outside your hoop size. So I do love that that's there. You also have the ability to play around with maybe spacing them evenly or putting them all justified or right justified. You can also have them be placed above the line, inside the line, centered on the line. Oh my gosh, I know. You can have them rotate around. So we could have them, if they're not facing the right direction, you can have them twist and turn. And you can also have them stand up kind of like a clock. So they almost are all outside and above the line as you see. So once you have got the look that you're after, you can touch OK, and now it's ready as an embroidery design. Let's do something else. So I'm going to just touch hold and delete this. Let's do this again. So we can go design shaping and pick, this time I mentioned buttonholes, that we could stitch those out. So I'm going to just, buttonholes are in the A menu. There's buttonholes. Remember, scroll up. And you'll notice something else. Instead of just buttonholes, you can also do eyelets as well. Those are really pretty. So as you bring it in and then pick your shape. So if you just wanted a row of buttonholes, you could pick the line and then tell it how many buttonholes you need. Maybe you needed to embroider straight up and down, so you could rotate that and get it exactly where you want. And you could also stretch that line or move them further apart. It's pretty amazing at this time what you could do. All right, so that would be, for example, a row of buttonholes. What about, let's go ahead and do, I want to show you one more variation to this. So if we go back in, I'm going to tell it hoop size, a little bit bigger, and we're going to go get a, instead of a buttonhole, what about the eyelets? Okay, so with these, you can bring these in, and with it selected, go ahead and go to design shaping, and then pick your shape. So once again, you can have some fun with those. If they're laying down and you want them to be pointed inward, we know that we can twist those around until they are facing the direction we want to face. And maybe this time, I might want 20 of those. And voila, maybe you want them to touch. Maybe you want to create kind of a little fun border for a monogram in the middle. When you touch OK, those are all going to be set in an instant. I love that. Okay, one more thing to show you. I'm going to delete this one because you can actually go in and do it with more than one design on an area. So for example, let's pick a circle and let's go to our embroidery designs, and we're going to go to the N menu. Those are the ones that are a little bit smaller. They're like little mini designs. And just so you can see the difference, I'm going to start off by selecting the pink one. So the pink one is on a circle. I know we can't see. There we go. We'll just go like that. We'll bring it a little closer in so it's There we go. And show the hoop. Great. And then you can actually go in and add a second one. Watch what happens when we add a different one. Let's just add the blue one so you can really see what we're talking about. So they're going to alternate. But you see down here where it has the number 2, and below it there is a toggle switch. So let's toggle it over. So that means that as you add, you're going to get every other one will be duplicated. So I'm up to 3. That's an odd number. 4 means I get the next blue one. There we go. And again, if I was to type in, for example, 12, now I have even amounts, blue and pink. Once again, I can control how that is going to look and to what distance I want them to be. And when I want to set it, touch OK, and you're ready to start embroidering. Now remember, if you want it all to stitch out at the same time, let's do this one more step. I'm going to tell it which hoop I actually have right at my fingertips. Do that color block sort and even color block merge, and then that way all the blue is going to stitch out at once, all the red is going to stitch out at once, and then you don't have to work so hard changing it for every single design. So what it did was it combined all the pinks together, all the blues, all the yellows, looks like there's some light blues, and before you're done, you will have it to only change colors 1, 2, 3, 4 times on this whole entire design. And remember, if you do the merge, that means it'll stitch all the color and then stop at the end when it is ready to switch to the next color. So have some fun with the design shaping feature and use the color block sort to make it stitch out super fast.